From Armstrong High School in Plymouth, it's 12 Sports coverage of girls high school basketball. And tonight it's a Northwest Suburban Conference clash between the Armstrong Falcons and Totino-Grace. Hi, welcome everybody, along with Ryan Iverson. I'm Joe Moline, and tonight it's a matchup between two teams I think Ryan expected to finish kind of in the middle of the pack in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but that's the reason why this game looms so important so early in the year.
Well, I think anytime, Joe, you have an early season conference game, it's important because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year. Both of these teams coming off down years last year, they're struggling. You got Armstrong on one side who's starting 2 ninth graders, so they're young. So just as game experience goes by, confidence starts building, you get some wins. It's really an important part of the year, and I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a heck of a basketball game.
Totino-Grace comes in with a 2-game winning streak into this game here tonight, and they're going to be starting tonight without their top scorer, who's just going to sit out. I imagine we're going to still see her playing plenty of minutes here tonight, as Totino-Grace only goes 8 players deep. But what's it like when a top player is sitting out for coach's decision and other players have the opportunity to step up?
Well, and the reasons why, you never really know. It could be something, besides the game of basketball, but I kind of like that move because it forces someone else to step up. Who's going to take over that role of scoring? She's averaging over 15 points per game. So who's going to step up? Where are they going to find their points from? I kind of like an early season test like that because you're going to find out who the rest of your team is. That's 15 points. Where is it going to come from? Tonight, I think both teams struggle to score the ball. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm expecting a game maybe in the low to mid 40s. If someone can see that ball going early, get off to a fast start offensively, that could be a huge plus.
Sticking with the Eagles for a moment, Totino-Grace is one of only a few 3A teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and for them, it's a real difficult conference schedule, but it really gets them ready for playoff time, and that's something that they really appreciate.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you will not find a better conference than the Northwest Suburban as far as girls basketball in the state of Minnesota. So I think by playing that grueling conference schedule, by the time they get down to 3A in their playoffs, they're as well prepared as any team at that level. And sometimes, too, it's just a matter of, hey, we've played some of the best teams in the state. Let's go out and get it done. So I think that's why they're in this conference. I think that's why they enjoy being in it. I mean, even if it's some early season losses, I think benefits them down the road come playoff time.
Ryan mentioned the youth of Armstrong, and they do have a couple of freshmen in their starting lineup. Only one senior in that starting lineup, and it's kind of scattered throughout the lineup. It's, sometimes young players, maybe freshmen, get thrown into the starting lineup because of height, but they actually have a guard starting as a freshman, and that's a lot of responsibility on a freshman's shoulders.
Well, and what you're going to see, Joe, when you have a guard handling the ball as a freshman, you're going to see a lot of ups and downs, growing pains early in the year, a lot of turnovers, a lot of travels, not getting the play initiated the right way. So that's part of the learning, process when you have a 9th grader handle the ball. But again, you're preparing for the future. You might not win a state championship or a conference championship this year, but you build that confidence, and by the time the end of the year comes, and you mentioned playing a grueling conference schedule, they're going to be so much better off for it.
It's the Falcons and the Eagles in an early, very important conference clash, and we tip it off next on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Tip-off time here at Armstrong High School in Plymouth, Minnesota. Hi, and welcome everybody. Channel 12 Sports coverage of girls high school basketball. Along with Ryan Iverson, I'm Joe Molina as the Totino-Grace Eagles win the opening tap. And you see handling the ball there, number 23, Jenna Meyer. Sowell turns it over and turns it into an easy bucket the other way on the left-handed layup from Masenga Matunda for Armstrong Falcons, the leading scorer and freshman for the Falcons.
Yeah, get used to saying her name, Joe. Over 15 points a game. How about that as a 9th grader? You're leading your varsity team in steals, points, rebounds, assists. She does it all, too.
Another steal right there. This time it wasn't Matunda. It was her counterpart in the back court there, Latea Turman. And Turman gets fouled as she takes that one to the rack, and she's going to go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, and Turman, one of the few seniors that plays a significant role on this Falcons team. But I can tell you this, the key for the Falcons, you can see they're trying to pressure the ball early, try to get steals, try to get some easy transition points
And so far, so good. It's led to 3 early points here, all off of turnovers.
Totino-Grace with 2 turnovers just inside the half-court line there as Armstrong really turned on the heat as they crossed half-court. And 2 free throws for Turman and an early 4-0 lead for the Falcons.
And you can tell the Falcons think they have the athleticism advantage here. They might be, underclassed, not have a lot of experience, not won a whole lot, but they got good athletes, good young athletes that are going to play hard, and they're aggressive defensively.
Alex Ganaway is fouled as they try to go inside, and early foul called on the Falcons. It should be Kershaw on the foul as you take a look at that's your Totino-Grace Eagles starters. And on the opposite end, the young Falcons. And we have a violation on the inbound there. Totino-Grace has turned it over now for the 3rd time here tonight as they had trouble inbounding the basketball. So Falcons with a 4-0 lead, and Totino-Grace yet to attempt a shot. Not good news so far for the Eagles there, Ryan.
No, and good start for the Falcons, who have struggled scoring the ball, averaging just around 43 points a game, which is pretty low. So I think this is sometimes to jumpstart your offense, you got to get transition buckets. All of a sudden the ball goes in, the basket looks bigger, and there you see Turman knocking down a nice mid-range jump shot. She's got 4 early points here, Joe.
And Totino-Grace turns it over for the 4th time tonight. Having trouble getting the handle there was Jenna Meyer, and a frustrating first minute and 14 seconds for the Eagles.
And there's a good look at Jenna. Jenna's averaging in double figures, over 11 points. They need her to really step up, as she's the senior leader on this team. And sometimes being a leader just means taking care of the basketball when your team's turned it over 4 times in a row.
Now it's the Falcons that turn it over. They tried to go inside to Kershaw. Kershaw, another freshman in the starting 5 for the Falcons, could handle that pass. And Totino-Grace will turn it over again. Tried a little pick and roll inside, and that pass was over the head of Ganaway. Here come the Falcons the other way. Matunda fakes the 3, now drives to the hole, gets some contact, can't get the bucket to go, but will earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, what's really impressive about her is, do you see her body control there? I mean, she took a great shot fake, took that dribble, looked like the defender was in position to take a charge, Joe, and then right at the last second, Mutanda sidesteps, able to draw the contact and avoid charging, getting herself a trip to the free throw line. She's very impressive 9th grader.
Falcons a perfect 3 for 3 from the free throw line here.
And there you can see Sydney Workey, their leading scorer for the Eagles, averaging over 15 points. She checks into the game early. I think Coach Priest said, enough of this. We're going to get her back in the game. We need something offensive. We haven't got a shot yet. We just need to control the ball here. Let's run our offense. Let's see if we can get an easy bucket here. Take the lid off the basket, at least get a shot attempt.
That's Ganaway driving, looking for a backdoor cut, and missing everything there was Meyer, but still maybe the best offense. Now Meyer with a great hustle on the back end, came back there and knocked the ball away from Turman, but it goes out of bounds. Ball will stick with the Falcons.
Yeah, at least offensively, the Eagles got a nice shot that time. They ran a nice offense, got a backdoor cut, and Meyer just, I think, rushed that finish a little bit too much.
Wolf inbounds to Matunda. Kershaw drives and stepped out of bounds as she drove and kicked. So another turnover for the Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons saying, you know what, Totino, we'll keep you in this game. We'll turn it over ourselves. Quite a few early turnovers. Sometimes it's just a matter of your first conference game. Got the jitters up a little bit, knowing maybe the magnitude of this game. And, it also just comes down to settling down, playing basketball. This is something you guys do, these girls do every day in practice.
Wolf gets her first foul, team second foul, as she was trying to deny the basketball there at midcourt. Meyer dribble handoff, finds Sewell, drives, and then another quick little steal there by Turman. Turman has a couple steals already in the game now. Here comes Matunda to the hole, kicks it back out. Works its way around. Here comes Kershaw. And then a shot from the baseline there from Wolf was short, and Totino-Grace clears the rebound.
Yeah, good offense. Kershaw, nice drive baseline, got her teammate a wide open shot. Beautiful offense by the Falcons.
Inside and outside there. It goes inside to Sydney Workey, then back out. And now a nice drive. Can't get it to go, but the offensive rebound and the putback by the leading scorer from the Eagles, who did not start, but now she's in the game as Sydney Workey gets Totino-Grace on the board.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just the difference here. You can see Meyer drives hard to the basket. She doesn't get it to fall, but what she does is she takes Workey's defender with her, trying to get the block. And Workey, 6'2" center, and she's very good around the basket. That time, I love how she caught it, Joe, and went right back up. She didn't bring it down. She went right back up, took the contact. Finally, Totino-Grace gets on the board.
Workey can't get her free throw to go, can't complete the three-point play. It cuts into that Armstrong lead. Now we have a foul call on the Eagles there in the paint.
You can see Jessica Priest in her second season as a head coach for Totino-Grace, trying to build off of last year's 9-18 season. Again, they had some moments last year where they were very competitive against some of the state's best basketball teams.
Tunda along with that three-point attempt, and a good job grabbing that board by Brunn. Ganaway clearing some space there on the dribble, kicked it out. Now Ganaway gets it back, has the size advantage in down low, and then puts the left-hander off the glass and in.
Ganaway did a great job, as we see a travel there by the freshman point guard for Armstrong by Mutanda, but I thought Ganaway did a nice job. She sealed her person right under the basket. She followed the ball, and hats off to the Eagles. They stuck with her, gave her the ball, and she finished.
Nice inbound play there for the Eagles. Not able to finish was Sydney Workey, and it was Mutanda on the rebound. Brings it up quickly. Nice little crossover move into the paint, but has her shot blocked by one of the Workey sisters. I think it was Sydney on the block. Nice hustle back on the opposite end, though. As Armstrong got a block. 3 blocks in a row now. Look at the defense from both teams. That was Lexi Workey with the block on that one.
Yeah, just great hustle, like you said, Joe, by both teams. Especially Totino hustling back on that fast break, able to block that up. Nice job.
Well, Tia Turman, we've seen her defense here tonight pay a big difference. That time it's Mutanda who gets her hands in there. And Kershaw brings it up. Neither team taking very good care of the basketball here early in this game, as we'll have a turnover, and now we'll take a look at the Armstrong head coach.
Yeah, Antoine Easley in his 11th year, done a nice job here. He's had some very good teams over the years. Very excited about this year's team. He, acknowledges we might have some growing pains with that, starting a couple of young players, ninth graders, but very, very excited about the talent that he has here.
Ash Patterson checks in for the Falcons, and she gets a quick steal immediately and makes her presence felt.
And Totino's had a couple of nice looks where they've had layups. They just got to take their time, get better angles on the backboard, and then execute those.
Turman a little bit too strong on that attempt, and down on the floor goes Patterson to secure the basketball for the Falcons.
Yeah, you love that effort too, getting down on the ground. Watch Patterson here, ball down. Look at the effort. Really, both teams. I think that was Jenna Meyer for Totino getting on the ground, valuing each possession. That's what you love as a coach.
So the possession arrow stuck with the Falcons. It'll go back to the Eagles in the next jump ball.
Totino changing up here to a 2-3 zone defense, trying to get Armstrong maybe out of their rhythm.
Now Patterson will try to square up and hit that mid-sized jumper. Misses long there, as we also have Mutanda sitting down for the first time tonight. The two freshmen both taking a seat on the bench, as Carly Kershaw also down on the bench. Baseline jumper there for the Eagles.
Nice, really nice board. Alexis Workey, the older sister of Sydney Workey, got a great offensive rebound. You see her slide step right through the defense, able to finish. So after a 7-0 start here, where it looked like Armstrong might pull away, Totino's got right back into this game. Look at her, look at that footwork too. She had 2 defenders, and without using a dribble, just kind of did that little Euro step, avoided contact and finished. So 6 unanswered points here for Totino-Grace.
Pardon the bad pun, but the Workey's going to work down low in the paint. That's been the difference here in the last couple
Oh.
minutes.
You stole my cliche, Joe.
You were going to go with it.
Use that.
I can be cornier quicker. That's all I proved there.
When they miss a couple layups, I was going to say the layups aren't working for the Workey. So you beat me to it. I won't go back to it again.
Turman now turns it over for the Falcons. That gives Mutanda the chance to check in, as Turman will now sit down. Also on the bench now is Olivia Hacks. She is out for the Falcons with what appears to be a lower body injury. They're kind of putting some weight on her ankle right now, and she's having trouble. Shot attempt inside for the Eagles, and we'll probably have a pushing foul there. Is trying to get her own rebound down in deep there for the Eagles.
They're going to get Brianna Glenn, another 9th grader, number 12 for Totino. On the push. I'll tell you, when Totino, when they haven't turned the ball over, they've been running their offense, they're getting good shots. They got excellent movement, and all their shots have come, in the painted area. They just got to capitalize and make those. Take care of the basketball and make the easy shots.
Herschel gave it out to Matunda, and Matunda just kind of oddly mistimed her jump. She jumped a little early for the ball there, and that kind of sent the ball over her head. So
those are the kind of turnovers, Joe, that drive coaches nuts when they're unforced. It's one thing if you get double teamed, you're pressured, or you're trying to make a great play. But ones where there's no pressure and they're just careless, balls that go out of bounds, those are the ones that drive these coaches nuts.
There's Glenn up top, one of the reserves for the Eagles. A couple dribbles, and then she finds Sydney Workey, who goes down low to her sister, Lexi Workey, who is doing a good job. The sister combination working right now for the Eagles.
Yeah, nice high-low. They went that time. Sydney flashed high, and Alexis Workey kept her position. A beautiful over-the-top pass. That high-low has been there tonight. Totino's had a number of good looks out of it.
Falcons went on a 7-0 run to open up this game. It's an 8-0 run now for the Eagles, and Totino-Grace with its first lead of the game, leading now 8-7. Meyer loses it though. Rotunda down, tries to use the left, doesn't get the foul call, even though she fell hard out of bounds. Now a loose ball, the Eagles come away with it. Here comes Sydney Workey. Sydney Workey runs over a defender, and she's going to call for an offensive foul.
Yeah, what a job by Mira Wolf, number 33 for the Falcons. Watch her get to position right here, knowing that the center wasn't probably going to make too much of a creative move. Took the contact, stood her ground. That is not an easy thing when you have a 6'2" girl coming at you at full speed. So nice, unselfish team defensive play by Wolf.
Sowell trying to defend Matunda there, who beat her off the dribble and kicked it. Patterson gets it back. Matunda in the corner will put up a 3. And this one will hit hard off the iron and go out of play.
Well, one thing too, when Matunda, there you get a good look at the freshman sensation. As she gets a little older, a little bit more physical, you notice when she's driving in, she's avoiding that contact. As she gets a little bit stronger, she'll be able to absorb that contact, or she'll want that contact, at least get herself to the free throw line.
What a great on-the-ball defender
she does. She moves her feet. Oh.
Didn't matter that time, though, as Totino-Grace gets the basket going again.
Yeah, nice move by Jenna Meyer. And sometimes, hey, great offense beats great defense. You couldn't have played any better one-on-one defense, and Jenna Meyer just made a heck of a move.
Meyer kind of used her aggressiveness against her a little bit there and spun away. Meyer gaining some confidence after some early turnovers now. Totino-Grace up 10-7. She'll take that confidence and drain a three-pointer. And now it's a 13-0 run, and that's enough for the Falcons to take a timeout.
Well, you talk about confidence. I preach about confidence, especially at the high school level. Jenna just made a heck of a play earlier, scoring a tough bucket against really good defense in Mutanda. That time she squares up, and once you see that ball go in once, Joe, it's contagious. You feel like every shot you can knock it down, and that time she squared up, took her time, buried the 3. The difference in these 13-0 run, they haven't turned the ball over nearly as much. They're getting shots. That first 3.5 minutes of the game, they didn't get a shot attempt just because they didn't have, they weren't able to get the ball past the backcourt. And so far they've handled that pressure, run their offense. And I think, too, when Sydney Workey came into the game, she got that early bucket. I think that kind of changed the flow of the game, too.
Well, that's what I was about to bring up, too. Plus minus used to be a hockey stat. They use it in basketball a lot now, and I think Sydney Workey might be plus 13. I think she was, I think they were losing 7-0 before she came in, and they're up 13-0 since she's been in. You can tell by the difference she can make. So it's going to be important for a player like her to stay out of foul trouble this year, too, if she's that important to the...
But basketball, why it's such a great game is she's only scored, I think, 1 basket. She had a great pass to her sister in the high-low. Just having her on the floor, the defense has to pay attention to that. We've seen now Jenna Meyer hit a couple of shots. Her sister, Lexi Workey, hit a couple of shots. So she's really opened stuff up for the rest of her team.
Let's see what Armstrong can do out of the timeout here. They're going to get pressured by the Eagles. A nice job by Turman to break through that pressure. Utanda Now giving it off to James. Rotunda tries to hit the running floater. It was just a little bit too strong on that one as Sydney Workey pulled down the rebound. And a foul inside there is
double dribble.
Oh, double dribble rather. And turning it over that time was Madison Brunn for the Eagles.
I think she got both hands on top of the ball there, right in front of the ref. And it was quick, but a nice job picking that up by the referee. I like, too, that Totino went to the zone, and I think they're trying to force Armstrong maybe into being a jump shooting team, recognizing that they have the quickness and might be able to penetrate, trying to just slow that aggressive offense down, force the Falcons into tough jump shots, and so far it's worked.
Turman short. Toma keeps it alive. Misses strong. Kershaw grabs the offensive rebound now. So 2 offensive rebounds. Of course, we know when you jump into that zone, it's harder to rebound sometimes to get a body on the offensive players. Armstrong hasn't really hit an outside jumper in this game. Actually, seen a lot of inside play, a couple trips to the free throw line.
But they were all out of transition, too. Not a lot going to the basket on the half-court offense. And the other thing, too, is Mutanda is so quick. She's just got to take her time when she finishes. She kind of rushes her shot. If she just takes her time, even gets some contact, get to the free throw line. That's always a great way to get a score going. Get to the free throw line.
Up and under move, in and out. She gets her own rebound, though, keeps the ball alive. Tries to kick it out, but that ball was deflected. And it's stolen by the Eagles, and here they come. Outside jumper. And this ball will go out of bounds off Tiana James of Armstrong. Boy, there was a big advantage down low there, and James fortunate there to knock the ball out of bounds and not give up the easy putback.
Well, and again, you see they went inside to Sydney Workey. She kicks it out to her sister, wide open free throw line jump shot. So just beautiful offense, playing inside out, and that's always very tough to defend.
And there's another steal, and here comes some fast break opportunity for Turman. And Turman soars through the air and finishes it. As once again, Falcons get points off turnovers here tonight. Eagles can't capitalize on a little fast break play themselves.
I'll tell you what, Turman, I don't know what the number is. He's got to have 4 or 5 steals already. There again, transition, just playing the passing lanes. And look at her speed. Just pulls away from the field, uses a nice left hand. That's been Armstrong's game offensively tonight. Everything coming out of transition off of a turnover.
Julia Sowell got the foul there for the Eagles. Her second foul. She'll take a seat. Kind of mentioned it a little bit in the pregame, but it's worth mentioning again. Both these teams have only gone really 8 players deep this year so far in this young season. And right now the Eagles may be in a little bit of foul trouble, and the Falcons have an injury on their side. So we'll see if these benches get tested tonight. Rotunda catches it on the wing. Nice little skip pass over the top there. Rotunda gets it back. Now penetrates the zone, kicks it out. Ball works its way around. Now they go inside to Kershaw. Kershaw created some room. A little bit too strong on the turnaround, and Patterson nearly kept it alive, but the Eagles did grab that rebound, and getting fouled on the floor there was Madison Brunn.
Yeah, nice job offensively. I thought Kershaw had a nice look. It's tough shooting over a 6'2" wingspan of Sydney Workey. But if you think about it, Armstrong has not scored against that zone defense yet tonight. All their points from the free throw line and in transition. So if you're Totino-Grace, I think you keep that zone up, try to keep their penetration out. You'll settle, for tough shots over your 6'2" center all day long.
It really speaks to how important it is to take care of the basketball then too, because the only time Armstrong has scored a field goal here tonight, it's been off a steal.
Yep.
Nice offense there from the Eagles, and a good block by Kershaw. I thought she had all ball. They're going to say some body contact there, but a tough call as Kershaw thought she had one clean.
Yeah, and the other difference too, you see the Eagles, everything's going to the basket. Even their baskets, they're hitting the post, they'll kick it out for an open look. But everything's going to the basket. All their points coming so far from inside the paint, except for the 1-3 from Jenna Meyer.
First free throw from Brianna Glenn is good. And she goes 2 for 2 from the line, giving the Eagles that 6-point lead back.
Yeah, always super important when you're on the road. You got to knock your free throws down. So a good start for Totino.
That's a tough 3 right there. Good rebound inside by Kershaw. Got to watch the feet. Puts the ball on the deck. And got fouled. I don't know if it's a shooting foul, however.
You're going to call it on the floor, but it is going to be the 7th team foul, so that's going to put them in the 1-on-1. Look at the effort. That's just all offensive rebounding. Hard, stays with it, fights through it, able to do a nice job. And that's going to be the 7th team foul. That's going to put them in the bonus. So you love offensive rebounding. You love seeing Kershaw get that kind of effort and get rewarded with the trip to the free throw line.
Saw Mutunda earlier kind of force up a three there. You don't like to see someone jack up a three in that situation when you haven't hit one yet, and you're maybe just taking it out of frustration because it's more one of those three-pointers, more of a heat check type three-pointer, that attempt there. Now Mutunda keeps it alive as they miss the front end of the one-on-one. Now here comes a three-pointer, a little bit more in the flow of the offense, but still no good there from Wolf. Another turnover. Here comes Armstrong the other way. Mutunda calling for a screen. Does not get it, but ends up giving the ball off. Yeah, I wonder what she could do with a ball screen up there with getting her against a slower defender. And now a three-pointer from Turman, who's been the leading scorer in this game for the Falcons, as the senior showing some great leadership here tonight.
Yeah, 9 points, came into the game averaging only 3, so she's got 3 times her season average, excuse me.
Meyer missed, but again, cleaning up down low is the younger Workey, Sydney Workey.
And you can just see her length and her height, 6'2". Ash Patterson, 5'10", so quite a bit of a height and length difference. She's able to not even jump, and I love how she gets the rebound, goes right up with it, does not allow anyone to get the ball from her.
Tough leaner right there, missed by Brunn, and back comes the Falcons the other way. One dribble and a shot there from the outside.
You can see Workey, I don't know what her number, she's got to be about 8 or 9 rebounds already in the first half. She's just dominant defense and offensive rebounding.
Meyer gives it off to Brunn. Now Meyer gets it to Sydney Workey. Now it's Lexi Workey. Double team was coming. She kicked it back out. Now gets it back down low. Goes up top to Meyer. Fakes the three.
Nice
and
pass.
now a three from the wing. Good offense
Nice.
leads to a nice open three-pointer. And burying it on the wing was Brunn.
Just beautiful offense. Inside the post, kick it out. Drive and kick. It's something you practice every day in practice. Excellent offense. Jenna Meyer with a great assist over to Madison Brunn.
Rotunda just a little bit strong as she caught that one in the middle of the defense and wanted to put it up quick.
I think right now her game is getting to the basket. You can see she's not confident when she's shooting that jump shot. And I think Totino will live with her, keeping her away from the basket where she's really dangerous.
Patterson knocked that ball out of bounds as she was trying to deny Sydney Workey down low. A lot of substitutions there as Mutunda will take a seat now, as will Kershaw.
And you can see too, I think the patience of the Eagles, and you can see that ball pressure is not quite as high and as tight as it was early in the game. I think that's where Armstrong's really got to take advantage of their quickness, get up, pressure the ball, force some turnovers. That's where they had a lot of success early.
Brunn gets an open look at three. Misses hard off the glass, but it's Workey who grabs the rebound inside. Ball goes back out to Ganway, now inside to Workey. Brunn fakes the three. Hits a cutting Lexi Workey. Lexi Workey reposts.
Nice.
Lexi Workey's really good at getting position and then kind of kicking it back out and reposting and trying to get better position.
Did you see too the patience that the Eagles are playing with? I mean, nice and deliberate. They're not trying to force anything. They're taking care of the basketball. And they're playing inside out. Even if they don't get a layup down low, they're kicking it out. They're getting really good looks.
Oh, Lexi Workey leaned in a little bit. I think it's going to be offensive. Yeah. Lowered that shoulder just a little bit, and that's usually what the key is.
Yep. See, you can see anytime they see when you dip that shoulder to create space, that's an easy call for the referee. I always teach when I'm coaching post players, Joe, I teach them use your legs to get that space. If you dip that shoulder, that's an Easy call for the referee standing right there.
Go straight up there, and she had the size advantage.
Yep. Trust your height.
Turman from 3, trying to single-handedly keep them in the game, misses that one. Nice hustle rebound by James, who ended up getting a little bit too much contact. It looked like she was going to get the ball regardless, but there was just some contact there at the end of the effort.
And that's going to be the bonus for the Eagles. That's a kind of foul you can live with, too. James just hustling after the basketball.
That sends Glenn to the rebound, who's already 2 for 2 today from the stripe. And this is, actually that's not Glenn. Check that.
And guess who with the offensive rebound? Sydney Workey.
Maddie Doran missed the free throw there. And
I think they're going to get a post foul on Breitbach. Trying to guard the bigger, taller Sydney Workey. And you love the effort, you just can't reach. You got to fight, use your body. Wouldn't be surprised if Armstrong's strategy is to maybe try fronting Sydney Workey down low, not letting her get any post touches.
Masenga Mutanda checks back in now. And Sydney Workey misses her free throw attempt. So 20-12 here, kind of crucial 3 minutes upcoming here. And where this halftime will end up. Armstrong would love to get a couple of baskets, close the gap a little bit, and get some stops.
It would. You see how everything, Joe, has been around the perimeter here. Nothing towards the basket. Even a penetration or a pass to the middle, that's where you can do damage against the zone. You get it in the middle, looks opposite. That was a good play, good pass. They just got to start knocking some of those perimeter shots down.
Armstrong struggling from the three-point line here tonight, and that would be a big difference in this game. Oh, well, look at that left-hander. It's pretty indefensible if you get that one going down low from Sydney Workey.
Well, when you're the tallest player on the floor by 4 or 5 inches, you trust your height. She had a nice sweeping move. She shot it at the highest point. There's no one out there that's going to be able to block that. Excellent move by Sydney Workey.
A 10-point lead now for the Eagles after falling behind 7-0 in this game. It's been all Totino-Grace. And now a travel called on Wolf, and that one's kind of a heartbreaker there for the Falcons as they're just trying to get something going. Meyer can't hit that runner, and then it goes off Workey's legs and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Armstrong really lucky that Workey didn't hold on to that. Otherwise, she would have caught it, had an easy layup.
James gets it off here to Mutunda, gets that ball screen, then kicks it to the wing. James catches it in the corner. They go cross court to the near side here. Mutunda catches it on the wing. Nice dribble drive, but then the Workey sisters came over, and I think both of them got their hands on the basketball. Mutunda's just having a hard time trying to figure out how to get inside them and up over the top.
Well, I think the sweet spot for Mutunda, there's going to be a turnover on Totino, is stopping maybe at that 5 to 8 foot range before she hits Mount Workey, able to maybe come to a jump stop, try to get some over the top of the defense rather than challenging the 6 foot and the 6'2" Workey sisters.
Yeah, the other thing is it seems like maybe she might be able to keep her dribble going a little bit deeper and kind of try a reverse or something.
Or you know what else you do? You get in the heart of that defense, you draw the defense in, you make a play for a teammate too.
Absolutely. Kick to the corner to Mutunda. Goes back up top to Turman. Mutunda getting double teamed right off the bat there. Kicks it to James. Now Turman up top does not take the three. Ball's working its way around. James dribbles. Turman. Mid-range jumper. Misses long. Loose ball. And it's the Eagles who come away with that loose ball. No, the hustle from Turman, but then she can't make the layup. Great opportunity there for the Falcons. And they can't capitalize. So Eagles come back the other way. Inside. Nice two-post action inside there as the sisters playing catch. They worked it perfectly there. Lexi Workey got position, gave it off quickly to Sydney Workey, and then Sydney Workey was fouled before she was able to get a bat. Well, Workey goes back to the free throw line. She's 0 for 1 tonight, now 1 for 2. And she gets both free throws to go. So it's a 24-12 lead right now for Totino-Grace. They're doubling up the Falcons, who got off to such a great start in this game. Ever since the Eagles have settled down, the Falcons have a hard time finding their touch. Now Turman does not see how much time is left. Forces up a 3 at the buzzer, misses the three-pointer off the front of the rim. So not the kind of last shot the Falcons were looking for, as they couldn't quite get things organized there at the end. So a 24-12 lead after a 7-0 deficit for the Eagles right now, and they have to be pretty happy with that. We're going to go down and take a look with Coach Jessica Priest, who's standing by with Ryan.
Hi, thanks, Joe. Coach, 7-0 to start the game, Armstrong's favor. You guys didn't get a shot attempt. I thought after you started handling the pressure, calm down, you guys, things really went your way.
Yeah, we really calmed down there. I don't know, we weren't really prepared. We didn't warm up well. So when we get in the flow of things, we're okay, but we were really struggled in rebounds. When we don't get things on defense, we aren't successful on offense.
Well, defensively, you guys went to the zone there, and I thought it really slowed them down. It almost looked like the strategy, maybe you want them to shoot outside perimeter shots rather than them using their quickness. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, they can knock stuff down from the outside too, so just trying to get them where we can tonight. So.
Up 12, what do you tell the girls here at halftime?
Keep at it.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, Joe, back up to you.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Of course, Coach, it has to be happy with the way things turned around. I think, it's interesting when you hear a coach say, we didn't warm up too well, and that kind of carried over to the game. Yeah, you hear that sometimes from coaches who keep an eye on their teams during warm-ups, and they sometimes have a gut feeling. So things did turn around for the Eagles, and they have to be happy with that. It's a 24-12 lead. We're going to take a break here at Armstrong High School. We'll be back with first half highlights and stats. You're watching high school basketball on 12 Sports.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
It's so shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Halftime here at Armstrong High School. The home team, the Falcons, falling behind, being doubled up right now by Totino-Grace, 24-12. Here's how we got here. Early on, it was the Falcons' defensive pressure. You can see right here, ball pressure. Well, there you see Totino-Grace. That's actually their first bucket of one of their first buckets of the game right there. Nice job by Jenna Meyer, recovering from a couple earlier turnovers in the contest. And then Meyer used that confidence from that basket, then puts up a nice high-arcing three-pointer. That was her second bucket of the game. She does have 5 points in the first half, but all the confidence in the world right there. And early on in the game, probably questioning yourself with some of those turnovers.
You saw a lot of that, what you saw right there. Armstrong playing the passing lane, creating a turnover, especially that young lady, Latia Turman, who had a number of steals and is the leading scorer for the Falcons.
Turman's been all over the place, knocking down a three-pointer right there. She has a game-high 9 points right now and single-handedly keeping the Falcons within breathing distance in this game.
And really the only perimeter shot we saw drop for the Falcons.
There nice offense right there.
Beautiful.
Big three-pointer stroke from the outside for the Eagles. That one was Madison Braun who knocked down that one.
And that was just a great move. And you can see, I think the game changed, as you and I talked about, Joe, when Sydney Workey came in. Just her presence, both defensively and offensively. She's 6'2", she's got good footwork, and there's no one on the court tonight that could stop that move.
Sydney Workey, the difference maker, her plus-minus pretty remarkable. She came into the game down 7-0. They really went on a big run after she came into the game, and of course now it being up 24-12, she is a very high plus in this game. She has 8, including 2 for 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and you talk 7-0 in the first 3.5 minutes. It was really a 24-5 run to close out that half. One of the things I touched on, I thought Armstrong was going to have difficulty scoring the basketball. And they got the athletes and the talent, I think, to do it. They just got to maybe settle for some of the mid-range jump shots. Those Workey girls are very tall down low. They have the quickness to get by on the perimeter. They got to get stuff going to the basket and do a little of what Totino's doing. Drive and kick, get teammates open looks.
You know, a lot of times you play against basketball teams that have that one big, tall shot blocker, and you kind of can create some offense around that shot blocker and try to figure out how to attack that shot blocker. But when you have 2 shot blockers the way that Totino-Grace does with the 2 Workey sisters, it's been a little bit difficult to challenge for the Falcons here tonight.
Well, and I think, too, going against that 2-3 zone, Joe, there's good shots and there's bad shots. A good shot, a couple ball rotations, a drive and a kick. You live with that. You don't want that dribble down, fire up a 3 right away. So I think Armstrong just got to settle down, get back into this game. They get 3 or 4 baskets here to start like they did in the first half. They're right back in the game.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for second half action here at Armstrong High School. Right now, it's the visiting team, Totino-Grace Eagles, leading the Falcons 24-12.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Armstrong High School right now. The Armstrong Falcons trying to figure out a way to get back into this game. They're going to try to figure out some offense. And right now we're going to talk to Coach and Ryan Iverson down below.
Thanks, Joe. Coach, you got off to a 7-0 start there. I thought your ball pressure was key, creating a lot of the turnovers. That seemed to kind of back away as the half progressed. Is that the key here to start the second half?
Definitely. We think we have to be able to dictate the tempo with our quickness and pressure, and hopefully we'll be able to get out in transition to create some easy scoring opportunities.
The other thing, too, I think you guys do have the quickness advantage. They started to go zone there, and it kind of got your offense stagnant, everything around the perimeter. One of the keys here, maybe attack, try to get in the paint against that zone?
Well, yeah, definitely. When one of our posts got hurt, that threw a wrench in things, but we're hoping to be able to be a little more efficient at the offensive end second half.
Last question, how important is the first couple minutes here of the second half?
Huge. Really got to, like I said, dictate the tempo right away. Right now we feel like we're playing at their pace, not ours.
Good. Well, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, Joe, I'm going to be sprinting up there to join you in 1 minute.
Ryan, thanks a lot. Always asking the right questions. You can get a good insight there into, a lot to do with the tempo. And as he mentioned at the very end there is that Totino-Grace got to dictate the tempo there, and Falcons got to try to change that up here as play resumes in the second half. And of course, the other big thing was that injury. He mentioned it a little bit. It's Olivia Hecht, one of the inside players for the Falcons. She does not look like she's going to go. She's limping right now on the sideline. She's still in her game outfit, so she could potentially go, but she's a 6-foot sophomore post player for the Falcons that they would really like to have in the lineup here tonight. But unfortunately for the Falcons, they do not have Hecht in there with her injury. Hecht averaging 6 points a game this year for the Falcons. So right now, Totino-Grace begins playing the second half, and we're going right back to work. Inside is the point guard who's really come on strong here, Jenna Meyer, getting her first field goal of the second half. Jenna Meyer now with 7 points on the game. Kershaw drives, kicks it. Mutunda fakes the three, goes back outside now. Mutunda now with an open look, and that one just misses. That's a good-looking three, though. You got to take that shot and just trust your muscle memory that you're going to eventually start dropping some of those.
Yeah, and as a coach, you love that offense. You had 2 driving kicks, a wide-open three, feet were set, you're squared up. Those are just shots, I think, too, as a 9th grader, you get more comfortable taking, and the more experience you get, you got to knock them down.
Kershaw going to drive all the way to the hoop, takes a little bit of contact, and they're going to call a travel. Kershaw seemed to have pretty good body control that entire time.
For all of our youth that are watching out here, do you see how she came to a jump stop? That's such a underrated move, but she come to a jump stop, she controlled her body. I thought that was a great move, and she was able to finish. If anything, I thought maybe there was contact, it would be a 3-point play opportunity. So
nice little trap here. Eagles are in trouble, and they're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow goes the Falcons. Great defense right there. Coming over there was Tiana James, who tied up the ball.
Yeah, and you love it. And this is, again, that tempo Coach Easley talked about. We got to pick up our ball pressure. We want to create pace right now, and that's how you do it. You trap. That's a perfect spot right in that short corner there by the half-court line. And create a turnover here, and that's what Armstrong's going to have to do. They got to chip away. To my best of my knowledge, there's not a 14-point shot. You just chip away possession by possession.
Kershaw catches it. Goes back outside to Mutumba now. It's Turman with it. James into Kershaw. Kershaw dribbling.
And you can see, too, as good as Masengo Mutanda is for a 9th grader, she wants no part of that perimeter shot after she's missed a couple. She's just got to have short-term memory where you forget about the last one, miss or make. You got to shoot them when they're there.
Meyer dribbles and has the ball knocked out of bounds with the help defense.
Well, Jenna Meyer, she's got some handle. She's got some quickness, too. She's taken the challenge of Mutanda, who's extremely quick and athletic and aggressive, and she's had her own, given her own dose of some athleticism getting to the basket there. Oh, tough move. Look at that. Goes right, comes back to her left hand. Unguardable tonight in this game when she's going aggressively to the basket. And I'll tell you what, don't those Workey sisters play well together, too? They know right where each other's going to be. And they really have a nice rhythm together.
They've been playing basketball together for a very long time. In fact, next year will be one of the first years that they're not playing together. Another travel on
I don't like that because, watch, this is the same move that we just saw from Workey. See that?
I didn't see the travel.
I didn't see it in either of them. And that's where I think as a player and as a coach, you get frustrated because you want consistency. You're going to call it on one end, you want it called the same way on the other. I thought that was just a nice aggressive move.
In fact, I think Kershaw actually has shown tonight that she's got great control of her body and has that good footwork inside.
Yeah.
Oh, Kershaw gets her hands on the ball now and gets a turnover. Tries to push the pace a little bit. But talk about nice defense. Meyer got back and got her hands on that ball. Totino-Grace back the other way. Brunn decided to hold it up. Workey kicks it back out. Brunn for three, too long, but there's Workey cleaning it up the glass.
I think if you ask Madison Brunn, she's going to say that was a design pass off the backboard. And Sydney Workey just does a nice job. Again, I hate to harp on it, but watch Workey here. See how she keeps that ball up high? She goes right back up with it. She doesn't give any chance for a guard coming down or someone to strip that. She does a really nice job of keeping that ball up high and finishing after she gets an offensive rebound.
She's almost got a 75% chance of grabbing those offensive rebounds when she's down low there. So, I mean, I think taking three-pointers is actually just good offense right now. If you got an open look, you should jack it up.
And that's the thing, too. When you have a great center, the confidence it brings, not only offensively, like you said, you have the confidence where, hey, if I miss, we got a good shot at getting the rebound. Defensively, it allows you to be more aggressive because you know you have a 6'2" shot blocker waiting at the rim to help you out. So it really does. It can completely change the identity and the confidence level of your team.
So Armstrong still looking to get that first bucket here of the second half. It's been slow sledding ever since the beginning of this game. Bachmeier checks back into the game for the Falcons, as well as Patterson. And now Bachmeier nearly throws it away, but a good job coming back to the ball there by Turman. Herschel getting in some trouble here. Bachmeier puts it on the deck, throws up kind of a wild shot right there off the back of the glass. Meyer brings it down now for the Eagles.
You know, not a bad look. A nice open jump shot, mid-range jump shot for the Armstrong. Oh, what a fake. What a ball
just
fake.
can't. If that's the kind of night it's been, though.
Yeah. Excellent move. I mean, great ball fake. Used her left hand, just rims in and out.
Masengo being put to the test here in her young varsity career. She hasn't had a night like tonight quite yet. And Patterson now gets fouled inside. Should be Brunn on the foul, I believe.
Well, and there's a little high-low action, too. A nice job by Ash Patterson. She seals her girl, and one of the rare times where the Falcons tonight had an inside advantage.
You talk about Matunda's start to her freshman season here. She scored 17 in her opening night against Robbinsdale Cooper, 16 against Jefferson, 13 against Andover last week, and now tonight's probably the first night where she's really been finding the lid on the basket a little bit and having trouble to get things to drop. Patterson gets one of them to go, and now they're down 30-13.
And this Armstrong team, they lost by 20 to Andover. Joe, they were actually winning at halftime. They had a 2-point lead at a half. So they were certainly in that game. And I think what you saw is I think they scored 8 or 10 points in the second half. So scoring, like we talked about, I think is going to be their Achilles heel this year. Figuring out a way, especially in the half court, how to get some of these younger players confidence, getting them open, easy shots.
Oh, that's a good-looking pass right there. Patterson couldn't quite get her hands on it. The ball's going to stick with the Falcons, though. Good idea inside, though, as they try to get the two-man, big-man game going down low.
The nice thing for the Falcons is their two clearly most talented offensive players are Kershaw and Mutanda. They're both ninth graders. So, I mean, the future is certainly bright. The more experience they get, the more confidence they get, the better the Falcons are going to get.
Meyer goes down low on the give and go, gets the ball taken away, though. And Meyer with her hustle gets right back after it. And they're going to give Totino-Grace the timeout.
How about the effort, too, right there by Meyer, getting on the ground. And a heads up, too, by the second-year head coach, Jessica Priest, calling for a timeout, valuing the possession. Watch Meyer come out of the back here, getting right onto the ground there. Not only to tie it up, it actually gets possession of it. And you can see Coach Priest coming into your screen right there, alertly calling for a timeout.
Coach Priest in her second year with Totino-Grace, played some college basketball, junior college ball down in Texas, then ended her career at a small school in Oklahoma. Ended up meeting a Twin Cities boy in college, and as a grad assistant, worked there for a little while at the college that she played at. Now is back here in the Twin Cities, coach at Totino-Grace.
Well, Joe, I hate to say it, but we're not in Oklahoma anymore. There, I got my cliche in.
Although I think it's Kansas.
Is it? Oh,
I think
I was close, though.
You know, Tornado Valley. I mean,
Close
you're in the right region. Meyer banks one in.
I thought the bank closed at 5 on Tuesdays, but apparently it stays open here at Armstrong. I'll tell you what, Meyer's playing with a lot of confidence now. She's starting to get her scoring up, and she is in double figures now.
10 points now, a couple of three-pointers for the point guard. Herschel tried to put it on the deck, got tripped over a foot there and lost the ball. Come the Eagles the other way. Up now by 20. Now a turnover. Here comes Herschel, pushing the pace. Puts it up a little bit too strong. And nice job putting it back in there for Mutanda. Let's see if that doesn't help her get going a little bit. It's been a long time since she's had a basket.
Yeah, she's only 5'5". Do you see how quick and high she got up? So she's very athletic.
Turman to Mutanda in the corner. Gets around a couple of defenders. Now hits one off the glass and in, and she'll get a chance to earn a three-point play at the charity stripe.
The great thing about the young players and the bad thing is they can lose confidence quickly, but they can gain it quickly. She gets a nice offensive rebound and a bucket here off the turnover, feeling good, makes a drive. That was the same shot she was getting the first half. That time, able to bank it in. And you can see she can score in a hurry. She can put points up in bunches and much needed. 5-0 run here by Armstrong. And there's another turnover. They're going to get the ball back.
A little bit of momentum now for Armstrong. As you said, Ryan kind of chipping away at things. You kind of, you know, you don't have quarters in high school basketball. You can kind of, you got to break the game down into chunks. And
you do, and you're down by 15. Okay, so 12 minutes left. Can we get this down to 8, you know, by the 8-minute mark? Then that's a point a minute. If you think about it like that, it seems like it's definitely a surmountable lead. But if you start looking at how do we get 15 points in 1 or 2 possessions, you can't. So you just got to win it minute by minute, play by play.
That's it. You know, I've always thought of it in terms of break it down into a couple of mini pickup games, and if you could beat that team by a couple of points each time, you're right back in it. Especially the way Totino-Grace is handling the basketball tonight. They're going to give you the opportunity. Turman now notices that she's 1-on-4, so she'll pull it back. Patterson catches in the middle, and then she's quickly fouled by Meyer.
And that's where I'd like to see, too, as Mutanda gets a little bit older. She's got the hot hand there. She doesn't have to shoot that, but look to drive to the basket. I believe that Mutanda is by far the quickest player on the floor tonight. I don't think anyone can stay in front of her on Totino's defense. So, and she doesn't necessarily have to get shots for herself. Let's see if she can get in the paint, maybe get a couple of easy shots for her teammates, too.
Now she drives baseline. There's the floater, just missing that one. He's not missing it by much, but Eagles still grab the rebound. Here comes TG the other way. And drawing the foul with error and drawing the contact as she was pushing the pace for Totino-Grace was Maddie Doran.
Yeah, and more often than not, I always say this on our broadcast, referees, they'll reward you when you're aggressive, when you attack the basket. And that time Doran went right at the basket, and Tiana James able to foul her. And whether it's a foul or not, the referees will reward an offensive player who goes aggressive to the basket. It's good to see Mira Wolf back in the game.
Doran short on that one. Mutanda grabs the rebound. Under James. James, just misses that one. She got into a tough spot. We have an injured player down on the court there. And they're now going to blow the whistle as Madison Doran down and not really in any hurry to get up.
No, and you hate to see when they're holding their head like that. Let's see if we can see what happened to Maddie. She's number 22. She's guarding the ball right there, and you can see, it almost looked like that's her left ankle. But then I don't know if she landed on her head there, too. Oh. Yeah, at first when you watch the replay of that, it looked like her left ankle got twisted. But then after that, we didn't get to quite see the tail end of it, but she landed on her head too. It's never a good thing when you can't identify what injury it was, because it looked like there could be a number of them. There she's holding her right knee. Oh, you hate to see that. Yeah, see if we can see from this angle. You can see there's the fall. You know, and our camera guys, they do about the best job of high school sports that you'll find anywhere in the country. Getting us a number of angles here on a high school broadcast. Pretty unbelievable. You love to see her getting up and she gets a nice ovation from the crowd. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. There's a little smile. You like to see that? Yeah, she's walking pretty gingerly on that knee.
Doran will go down with, we kind of anticipate that to be the end of Doran's night, and both teams with very shallow benches already. Both teams are probably down to about 7 players right now that play regular varsity minutes.
Yeah, Olivia Heck, number 14 for Armstrong, hasn't seen the floor since getting injured in the first half.
Another turnover by the Eagles.
Well, Totino's doing everything they can to keep Armstrong in the game. Turning the ball over a number of times here to start the second half.
Totino kicks it. And a three-pointer from the opposite side, and Armstrong gets one to drop. That's Mira Wolf. Wolf had a couple looks in the first half, finally gets one to go.
I'll tell you the difference, Joe, that was after a couple of ball rotations, did an excellent job too. Getting her feet set, you knew that was going in, and there's in transition offense. Totino able to get a quick foul and go to the free throw line, but you see the difference there? She's able to get her feet set, steps right into it, has her rhythm going towards the basket. Excellent shot for Mira Wolf.
Well, they took what it was a 20-point deficit and now have it at 12,
yep.
Which of course we all know, you know, for whatever reason, basketball, it's that single digit versus double digit. It's such a
mind. It
is a mind game. For
hey,
sure.
We're only down 9. That's doable. You know, absolutely.
Trying to build back on that lead, though, is Ganaway, who hits the first one but misses the second one. However, it's Totino-Grace adding to the total of offensive rebounds and to the turnovers, for that matter. They get an offensive rebound and a turnover.
Ooh. Patterson did a nice job flashing in the high post. Good rhythm into her jump shot. Able to draw the foul. She's going to go back to the line for 2. I'll tell you, though, when you are down 13, down double digits, second half, these are the things you got to do. You got to knock your free throws down. You got to take care of the basketball.
Patterson's 1 for 2 in the game so far. And again, 1 for 2 on that attempt, so she sticks at 50%.
But it does allow Armstrong, after the substitution, to get their press set up. Again, just trying to get a turnover, trying to keep that intensity up. And that's how they've had a lot of success here tonight, off of turnovers in transition offense.
Ball was deflected out of bounds by the Falcons, so it'll stick with the Eagles. Ganaway to inbound on the far side. See if Jenna Meyer can kind of settle things down and get the half-court offense back in check here. They haven't went down to the sisters. Now Meyer jacks up a 3, and a nice rebound by Turman. Turman needs some help, finds it.
Ooh. All the Totino fans arguing for a travel. It certainly looked like it.
Herschel tries to put it on the deck, then has it knocked away. Good hands from Brunn. Bruns, a little bit of a drive, nowhere to go, kicks it, brings it back out. Sydney Workey over to Meyer. Meyer tries baseline. Long 2 off the glass and in from Ganaway.
Yeah, I thought that time that was a really nice shot fake by Ganaway. Got right into the mid-range, and then really an excellent mid-range jump shot. Again, just good patience. When Totino takes care of the ball, they don't turn it over. They run a really good offense
Armstrong goes inside. That creates the outside opportunity. Matunda with an open three. In out.
That was beautiful offense. A post touch, reversal, another skip pass there, second ball reversal right into a shot. That was really a good looking shot. That one, she's had a number of them just rim inside and out.
On the drive and kick, there was a push called on Armstrong. Ganaway will inbound.
You know, and that's a foul too. You got your girl, you're guarding her to the baseline. There's nowhere for her to go. You just keep moving your feet. She's either going to go out of bounds or going to have to pick up her dribble. Nowhere to go there. You love the effort, but you just got to learn to play that without fouling.
That's Tour. I don't think the defensive help needs to come there. You could just stay in the pass lane.
Exactly.
Until she makes a reverse layup there, you don't really have to bring the help.
And you love the defensive help, but sometimes you can overhelp, and it creates. There's just a nice, easy drive. That one rims in and out.
That's the player with the drives you might need to help on.
Yeah, because she can finish. She's shown the ability to finish at the rim.
Tunda works her way to the defense, and then the nice left-handed finish. Another chance at a three-point play. Boy, does she have some body control.
She does. And that time she used it. And also, did you see she didn't rush her shot. She took the contact. And really, I mean, that's just look at her speed going coast to coast. Cuts in right at the last second. It looked like Sydney Workey was going to try to take the charge. Just excellent job by the freshman. Again, she's already a good player, but I think she's going to be a great player as she grows up here in the Falcon program. She's really fun to watch.
11 points in the game, 8 in the second half. Double figures 4 times in a row now for the freshman. Block shot there inside. Kerschel gets the block. Run, getting double teamed. Didn't see it coming, but they're going to say there was a foul on Latea Turman, who came over to help. Now an illegal pick. Moving screen called right there. And Armstrong now with a chance to get it to that
under double
single
digits.
Yeah. Down 11 after being down 20.
You know, this is where, too, I think with the young team, it wouldn't be a bad idea. You get a timeout, maybe draw a set play up, try to get a certain look or a certain attack out of this against this zone.
Tonda catching it in the corner. Turman going inside.
Nice.
To Kerschel. Gets it back up
nice
to
no
Matunda.
look.
Matunda just missed there. Nice little knifing through the defense. Leaner though. Now a loose ball.
She's got that quick running shot. I think she's just got to slow the release of that shot down just a hair.
Meyer setting up the offense now for the Eagles. Spins away from the defense, now goes underneath.
There's that reverse you were talking about, Joe.
Here comes Turman. A little bit too strong.
And guess who with the rebound? That's got to be about 15 or 16 rebounds for Sydney Workey. Just seems to always be right by the basket grabbing the rebound. Oh, what a big
outside
three.
shot from Madison Brunn. Knocks down her second one of the game, or third one of the game rather.
What a big time shot. You got that lead at 11. Transition layup for Armstrong, trying to cut it to 9. They miss it, they come down, and Brunn nails the 3 to go back up by 14.
Kerschel up and under, there it is. We've seen the post moves, we know they're there, and there was a nice little finish from Kerschel, and she had a little fist pump as the frustration's over. She gets her first bucket.
Yeah, very excited. She's got excellent footwork. Again, only a 9th grader, but she's got good length, good height, and she's very skilled. And she plays really hard, too.
Mir Wolf will check out for the Falcons. In comes Patterson. Timeout Falcons. So Armstrong, take a look at this big basket inside.
Yeah, watch the footwork. This is a classic up and under. She's got a bigger defender on. She fakes that shot, gets Worky up in the air just a little bit, and then steps right through and able to finish. Excellent move. And again, you know, she's only a sophomore. You know, Kershaw is, I think, too, as she settles down a little bit, she plays a little bit fast sometimes, too. These two freshmen that Armstrong has, Kershaw and Mutanda, when they start to understand to slow down a little bit, I think they're really both going to be excellent players for the next 3+ years.
Nice little inside-outside combination. Kershaw averaging 8 points per game. When you talk about two freshman players
giving you
averaging
23
a combined
points,
23 a game, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Two leading scorers. Kershaw, 8 points a game with a season-high 10, so it shows you kind of consistency as well.
Yep.
She'll have to get some work done here in this game to kind of get up to that.
So you're down 12, so you're imagining Armstrong's going to try to pick up. Maybe watch out if you're Totino for some traps, trying to create some turnovers in the backcourt there. That seems to be Armstrong's best chance of getting back into the game, getting turnovers, trying to get offense in transition.
Out of the timeout, you just see kind of a tough man-to-man. They're switching on the pick up high. Patterson sticks with Brunn.
Yeah, and the flip side, Totino, if you got the ball here, you're in no hurry. You know, the clock is your friend. And that time, that's exactly what I would do. I'd go down to Sydney Workey, see if she can get a bucket. If not, defense collapses. She kicks it out, try to get one of your shooters an open look.
Sydney Workey had 2 early baskets in the half, but hasn't scored since. Lexi Workey's been silent since early in the game. That ball goes off Mutanda and out of play. Oh, having trouble getting the ball in, and Mutanda couldn't keep it alive, though. Sowold dribbles away from some pressure, now gets it back up top. Totino-Grace going to be extremely picky now with their shot selection, I imagine. They go inside to Workey, and that's about a good shot as you can possibly get right there.
Great post-entry pass. Nice job by Workey getting position. Patterson went for the steal. That's where, if you go for that steal, there's a nice looking move by Turman. But if you're going to go for the steal as a post defender, you got to know that you got help behind you. That way you don't give up an easy layup.
Teams exchange baskets there. Now Meyer jacks up a 3. Rebound, and she'll push it. Here comes Turman. She has numbers, pulls up for the mid-ranger, and it's pure.
Oh, and again, Turman came into the game averaging only 3. She's the leading scorer tonight with the Falcons with 13, playing with a lot of confidence.
Sowold will put up a 3, and that's good. Oh, where did the shooting come from?
Yeah. Well, and I think Coach Priest was thinking, no, we don't need a quick 3.
That was a no, yes 3, right?
Yep,
No,
exactly.
yes.
You love the confidence, too, of knocking it down. Sowold with a big 3. Keep the lead back to 13 here.
Patterson mid-range jumper in and out.
You know, the Falcons have had a number of shots tonight, Joe, that have rimmed in. Look like they're about halfway down and then somehow fall out.
Well, Sowold was pushing it, tried to split the defenders. That's where you got to. I mean, the one thing I teach youth right there would be do not foul. They're going to try a real tough basket right there, make them put it up.
Don't bail them out. There's a look at that Sowold 3 with a defender right in your face, too. You love the confidence. The senior knocks it down, and she's going to get a trip back here to the free throw line. And she's got 4 quick points in the last 20 seconds to get the lead back to 14.
Sowold's dad, one of the assistant coaches on the team, coaches the sophomore girls. Also helps out with the girls softball team and football team at Totino-Grace. So he's
an active guy.
Active guy at the old Catholic school in Fridley. Three-pointer now from Turman. No good, loose ball good. A rebound there by Mutanda, chasing that one down, but then gives it right back to Meyer and the Eagles. Nice feed, but Patterson, good defensive recovery. They're getting her hands on that ball and knocking it out of play. Deanna James checking back in. Latea Turman will take a breather. Just under 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Totino-Grace, every time Armstrong has tried to make that kind of that big leap and get under 10 points, the Eagles have come back with a good offensive set and put up a good bucket. Now it's Sobold again for three, in and out. Loose ball, rebound for the Eagles, and that's another one of the storylines here tonight is the offensive rebounding from Totino-Grace. Rutanda on the steal now, 3-on-2. No good. Rebound by Kershaw. Kicks it back out. Patterson, mid-range jumper, no good.
You know, the shots just aren't falling. They're getting good looks, the Falcons are. And even though that Sydney Workey didn't get that offensive rebound, she's the one that tipped it out. She's been invaluable, offensive and defensive glass.
Meyer takes a three and drains it. That one is kind of the
she's a
one
senior.
that won all hopes.
Yeah, gets it out. Maybe not the best shot you want as a coach, but if your player has confidence to take it, knocks it down. She's been a big-time scorer here tonight. Came into the game averaging 11.2, and she's got 13 tonight, so very consistent. And a couple of really big threes here tonight.
Well, with the inside presence that you know you're going to get from the Eagles, if she can be kind of the heart of the defense and the offense from the point guard position, the Eagles will have a chance here in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
Yeah, if she can handle the ball without creating turnovers, get them into their offense. Once they're into their offense, they've shown they can be very efficient, very productive. And if she can also provide that outside shooting threat too, it's a nice inside-out presence for Totino. They're going to have a nice year. They're off to a good start already, 3-1 coming into this game. Certainly appears they're going to go to 4-1.
She's going to have her hands full though in a lot of conference games this year. There's a lot of good guard play throughout the Northwest Suburban Conference.
It almost feels like it's the Western Conference, right, with point guards.
Yeah.
Just a lot of depth, a lot of really good. Of course, Kiara Russell and Osseo. Maple Grove's got a good team. Champlin's got a deep team.
Well, Northwest Suburban, our Channel 12 viewing area this year has been just blessed with some good sports. What a football season we had this year. And I think it's going to continue on to the winter sports as the basketball boys, especially on the boys' side, look stronger than ever.
Yeah, and of course, Hopkins, who we cover, had a big win over the weekend, beating the #1 team, Apple Valley. That was a heck of a game. Osseo beating Eden Prairie in boys basketball. Maple Grove beating Wayzata. So just a lot of really good teams that we'll get fortunate we get to cover here on Channel 12.
Champlain Park, I believe, beat De La Salle. So the Channel 12 teams had quite a weekend in boys basketball. It's going to be a great winter for Channel 12 sports. Loose ball, Kershaw going to work. They're going to have a jump ball possession arrow sticking with the Falcons. Because now that lead with Totino-Grace's offense really kind of remaining steady here as the second half goes on. There was a little bit of a time where Armstrong had a chance to get back into this game, and then the Eagles steadied the ship a little bit. And that one getting a friendly roll. Mira Wolf, second three-pointer of the game.
And again, that was created by Masengo Mutanda, using her quickness, beating the defender, getting into the heart of that defense, kicking it out for a nice three. And really, I think that's probably the difference. Besides taking care of the basketball, Joe, Armstrong just unable to hit anything from the perimeter. And again, they've had some pretty good, wide open, uncontested mid-range and three-point jump shots. And that time they finally get one to fall as Wolf knocks it in.
Totino-Grace is trying to get out of here with a nice little road victory. Move on with another win.
Yeah, it's always good, too, to start that conference season off with a win on the road. You know, the other thing I love, too, especially with girls basketball, you know, players will get knocked down, they'll fall down. Doesn't matter what team you're on. You see a lot of great sportsmanship, girls helping each other up, and you just love to see that.
Totino-Grace trying to work the last minute and a half of clock here.
And it looks like Armstrong going to be content just playing defense, maybe not fouling.
The Eagles finish up this week with a game Friday night at Irondale. Armstrong has a tough road test as they go to Park Center this Friday night.
Ooh. Yeah, nice job, Totino. Good spacing. Well with each other in there. Now Armstrong decides to foul. I would have thought Armstrong maybe would have tried to foul earlier. You know, even you're down 14. We've seen some crazier stuff happen than 14. You know, coming back from 14. But it's got to play the game. You got to foul them, hope for a bunch of free throw misses, and you got to capitalize offensively on the other end.
Yeah, you got to send them to the line at least a couple of times. First one is good, though, from Meyer, who continues to build on her point total.
Yeah, she's had a nice game. She's up to 14. And she's got a nice-looking shot. Knocked down a couple of threes. There hit some free throws. She's got a great-looking perimeter shot.
Oh, drive and kick. That's a good-looking play right there.
Nice.
And the reward is the baseline jumper from Turman. That's about as good an offense as you can get right there for the Falcons.
Well, two things that are different. One, you're seeing Mutanda drive, and in the first half, she was throwing those shots up. Now she's driving with an emphasis on finding her teammates. And two, her teammates weren't knocking down shots earlier in the game. That's the second possession in a row where Mutanda, great job penetrating, kicking, and her teammates rewarding her with the assist, knocking down jump shots. I think if that was how they came out and started the game, I think this might have been a totally different ball game.
Yeah, it's really interesting how it took both teams so long to settle in. You know, and you wonder if that's just we're looking at two pretty young teams right now, and that's just kind of the way it is, and it's a young season. But when things settled in, the basketball got a lot better, and people started making some plays.
And you can bet Armstrong's going to come in. They're going to try to get a trap early. Let's see if they can get a quick turnover, a steal. And if not, I would guess that they're probably going to foul. And now this is where scouting report comes in. Who do you foul? You know, who are the poorest free throw shooters out there? It becomes such an X's and O's at this time of the game. You know, executing, following the game plan, knowing your personnel, knowing their personnel, all really important facets to making if you're going to come back from being down 14 to win.
Eagles so far taking pretty good care of the basketball. Here comes the trap. And the ball eventually does get thrown away. Race for the ball, though. Won by the Eagles there. Loose ball opportunity not taken advantage of by the Falcons. Meyer getting out of some trouble. Finds Sowold, who will come in. Try the floater. Gets her own rebound. Tries to kick it back out. And now we're going to have a jump ball, and the ball will stick with the Eagles.
Well, you love the effort, playing all the way through. Both teams getting on the floor.
Turbin gets called for the double dribble.
How many steals, Joe, do you think Turbin had tonight?
Well, she's almost got a double-double with points and steals.
It's got to. She's just been a ball hawk. Playing the passing lanes, that time coming on the weak side, getting the steal. I thought Turbin had a really, really nice game for the Falcons.
Now another turnover. James Musinga just kind of tricks that left-handed layup, and it's just kind of a frustrating night. Good thing is she's got a lot of games left in her career, and there's some definite flashes of brilliance, so we're going to see a lot more of her in the years to come.
Yeah, 52-38, 14 points. I thought Armstrong did a nice job keeping it close. You know, this game at one point was over 20 points, so I thought Armstrong played much better second half. I thought their offense had a much better rhythm, and they kept it close, and hats off to Totino. You get that big win on the road, opening up conference play.
Well, Totino-Grace moves up to 4-1 now on the season. Armstrong's now dropped 2 games in a row. They fall to 2-2. Well, for everybody here at Channel 12 Sports, good work, everybody. For Ryan, I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for watching.